Third, God knows the motives of our hearts and will judge us in light of these motives. 1 Corinthians 4:5. This is a great passage. Like the rest aren't? No, but it is. Therefore, judge nothing before the appointed time. Wait till the Lord comes. In other words, what he's saying to the Corinthians is, stop setting up your own bema seat, your own judgment seat, and standing in judgment of other people. Christ is the judge. He will bring to light what is hidden in darkness and will expose the motives of men's hearts. At that time, each will receive his praise from God. So there'll be something praiseworthy in the lives of all of his children. So he's saying to believers, don't be the judge of others. Wait till the Lord comes. And I think we need to really take this to heart. We are accused of being the most judgmental people on the face of the earth. Sometimes those are false accusations. We're just trying to be faithful to what God says. Other times the criticism is true. We can be just extremely judgmental of fellow believers, of every unbeliever that we come into contact with, and whine and complain, and then not look in the mirror and look to our own selves and see, what's in us. I remember many years ago, it would have been, took our kids on a trip overseas. It would have been 1988. So for some of you in particular, that was a long time ago, like when you were merely in the mind of God. But we took our kids, my wife and I, on a trip to visit missionaries from our church, and we went to Egypt and Kenya, spent a couple weeks in each place, Egypt, Kenya, and then we went to Greece. And when we were in Greece, and a couple other countries after that, but when we were in Greece, we visited a young couple from our church who were missionaries to Greece. And so one day, he drove me, just the two of us that particular day, to Corinth. They lived in Athens, and so however far away from Athens Corinth is. So we went to Corinth. Have any of you been to Corinth? Anybody? Okay. So we go to Corinth, and they say that this is the place that was known as the judgment seat. This was where the judge sat in a chair that was sort of like a throne, and then the prisoner or the accused was down below. And I don't know how many feet down. Did you go to that place? I don't know how many feet down it is, but you're just really aware. I'm thinking my head was about at this angle. I'm looking up. And what we did was we had my missionary friend go up there and sit or stand up there so I could see him, I guess. And I had that sense of what was it like to stand before the judgment seat in Corinth? This is significant because he's writing to people who live in Corinth. They all know what the judgment seat is. And there were other places where there were things that were called judgment seats, but we know where it was, actually, in ancient Corinth. So then he was up there, and it was pretty imposing. It was like, wow, to be down here and have someone up there that's going to hear your case, that's going to judge you. And then we switched places, and I went up above, and now I felt very superior. No, I didn't. No, I'm standing up above, and he's down below. And we talk about it afterwards, and we both were, boy, when you're standing down below and you're looking up, and this is the judgment seat, you could kind of feel just a little bit of what the accused prisoner, or not prisoner, but the accused person could have felt. Now, some of those people were found to be innocent, and others were found to be guilty. But to even stand there, wow, this is a pretty imposing situation. That's why it's very encouraging that last sentence, at that time, each will receive his praise from God. No matter what else we're held accountable for, there will be good things that have honored Jesus for every single believer. Because if you're really a believer, you will have borne some fruit. And you've got Jesus in the parables talking about some 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. So some bear more fruit than others. But if you're truly a believer, you're going to bear some fruit.